Okay, so the craziest thing just happened. You won't believe it. I was gonna try and remember all of this just from memory. So I was just walking, gonna train. This old lady comes up to me and she's like, "Would you like some treats, young man?" I'm like, "Yes, please, madam. It is my cheat day, so let me just dive on in." She grabbed my wrist. She grabbed my wrist. She said, "I'm not letting this go, mother." She had a dirty mouth, but she was old. This was really a big contradiction in my head. And she said, "You got to tell me your top 5 bodyweight exercises." She had the hide to go, "There's more bodyweight exercises than there are species of Pokemon, so go and pick one." And I thought, you know what, old lady? You've got a point. What happens here is by choosing 5, it gets us to narrow in on what are the most effective ones, what ones give us. I'm so flustered. She must have been a philosophical master. What this forces us to do is to choose our top 5 by choosing what ones we get the biggest return in time and effort that are invested, and that'll help shape our programs for the better. She goes, "You might even realize there's ones that you didn't even need to do. Mule kicks." She's like, quotation marks for that. Yeah, what is that? I don't know. So I put it together and I thought, let's do this. With my number 1, I said, "Okay, ma'am," I started to develop some respect. I said, "All right, ma'am, I think the pull-up," because I got a bit teary. I said, "When my dad left me, the pull-up race was like its very own." She started to get teary as well, and then I went, that's not how it is. Pull-up, not even putting it on the list. She said, "I thought you would, everyone does." I said, "No. The pull-up is like the Brendan Fraser of pulling exercises, ma'am. When it comes to pulling, the rope climb tops that list. When it comes to top 5, you got to decide what are the most important, and that's where the rope climb is just, it's it. It's thrilling over the pull-up. I get excited when I'm at the bottom of a rope for what's about to come. When I look up at a pull-up bar, I just think how many kits it's been used and abused for. How many, god damn it, how many? Secondly, the rope climb is brutal. That kind of brutality is what builds a back. There's so many progressions in between, going from when you first start learning how to use assistance to get that full range of motion, all the way up to, if you're the ultimate beast, basically one arm pulling yourself up the rope. And there's so many variations in between that. There's years of progression in between that. Secondly, when it comes to quantity, what you can get out of a rope climb, there's nothing more morale killing in a good way than getting to the bottom of the rope after you've climbed up, descending, and just before your feet touch the ground, go back up again. This old lady was in awe. There's also no one set is the same when you're looking at a rope climb. So all the different stabilizers are working overtime to get you what you need, and that's what builds that thick, functional back. That's why the rope climb is number 1. The second one is skin the cat. Skin the cat is one of the most well-rounded exercises I've ever seen. So even though I don't like the name, I wish there was a better way to call skin the cat. Why is it so evil? So apparently there's more, the old lady, she goes, "There's more than one way to skin a cat." And I went, "Not for the name." So let's talk about skin the cat. Why does this make the list? Well, the skin the cat goes through 5 different positions. You've got your dead hang, front lever, your inverted hang, your back lever, and your German hang. Why doesn't this kid have a problem with German hang? Why skin the cat? Double standard kid. Going through all those different positions is extremely beneficial, and there's a lot of different ways to modify that for yourself. You can tuck the knees, you can do a full-on front lever, and you can even, the ultimate in terms of skin the cat, something I don't think I've ever seen, so I'm just adding this on, is a skill called around the world, from dead hang, through front lever, down through back lever, through German hang, and then dislocating the shoulders and starting the rep or the set again. And it just negates pulling back through. It would be magical to see. So skin the cat, number 2 on this list. Number 3, I'm gonna have to put in the handstand, the logo, the mascot of what bodyweight training is. Handstand carries with it the most freedom of any exercise. You can do a strength workout with it, with handstand push-ups, weighted handstands. You can work conditioning by just holding it, mobility, opening up the shoulders more. You can even use it as part of performance when you're looking at, say, Cirque du Soleil, when you're looking at gymnasts using it to tie different skills together. The handstand has so much freedom and fun to it. It can be a workout in and of itself, so the handstand had to make this top 5 list.
Mr. Potter, could you tell me the difference between Monkswood and Wolfbane? Pity. Fame isn't everything, is it, Mr. Potter?
Number 4 is the dip. I thought something needs to address the chest and the triceps, and that's not because I'm a closet bodybuilder. No, 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 madam. Put those teeth back in. This isn't because of that. It's because currently we're lacking any kind of real pushing movement. So we've got the pulling and the rope climb, but we need to balance that out with decent pushing. And I'll admit I did want something more interesting than the dip, something a little bit more uncommon. But as Arnold would say, the best exercises, the best things for your health are pumping and humping. No, that's not the quote. What was it? It was, I've been doing the same exercises for the last 50 years and they still work. And that's true of the dip. A great exercise is a great exercise. And there's also ways you can modify it, or by what apparatus you use. There's the horizontal bar, there's parallel bars, and there's the rings. And the added benefit of using the rings is you can press to support, and that's also going to work the stabilizers for core and especially straight arm strength. This is so important and such a great bonus by adding the dips on rings into your top 5. And the last one, what haven't we addressed, guys? Come on, let's be honest. Come on, old lady, what haven't we addressed yet? She goes, the legs. I backhanded her. I backhanded the elderly. I said no, not legs. Legs, you can look at my top 5 weighted exercises with barbells. Check that out to see what the top 5 are for legs. That's where we're going to address that with intensity. No, body weight training is more about complexity, and it does deal a lot more with the upper body. So we're not talking legs here. We're talking core. I said core just like that. I got right up in her face. Now, what exercise are we doing for core? Toe taps, toes to bar. You might be wondering why. Seems like a bit of a, not much exercise, but let me tell you, I've done a lot of core exercises in my time. Did a plethora of them throughout the Stronger Bodyweight Workout Series 2. So I've done my fair share of core. And the reason why I put toe taps in there is because it does work your core at just 1 out over hovers. I was going to put hovers in there, and hovers will more evenly get the core in the lower back and the abdominals. Toe taps more just gets the abdominals. So why did it win out? Because the toe taps includes compression. It's a significant skill to have, the ability to compress when it comes to functionality, and unless it's specifically addressed, it's something a lot of people don't include in their workouts at all. So I made a specific effort to try and attack core with the added benefit of that compression in there. You need it, guys. It's kind of like the posterior chain. It's something that is a whole area or portion of the body that has to work together to get that compression, and if you don't specifically work it, it's quite abysmal and you lack strength and it becomes a weak area. So I included toe taps to round out that list. There's my eyes so you can see the truth, and that rounds out the list. So let me know if that is similar to your list. I mean, we just said at the start, there's so many different bodyweight exercises, and this is specific to your goals, so it likely will be different. The reason I thought to put this list together was it's a little bit of fun, but it's also for people that maybe lack a bit of direction or where to go with their bodyweight training, or just training in general, and looking at these 5 exercises that I think are the 5 most important bodyweight exercises for me, if I had to choose, could help them shape their own program or their own workouts for the future. But maybe it didn't, and maybe a comment from you for what your top 5 will be could help shape it. So let's all help each other out and just have a bit of fun with this hypothetical. If you got something out of the video, make sure you like the video, like for the backhand. No, she got pretty hurt actually, probably don't like for that. And subscribe if you haven't already for more of these types of videos. Thanks for watching. Bang! Oh, God, I've definitely ripped a vocal cord. So make sure that you subscribe. If you haven't, geez, beat a dead horse, mate, for that YouTube peer pressure. And I'll see you for the next video.